What's up, guys? Good morning. All right, so I've got a few decent movers today. Not a bad morning so far. Let me see. We have GBR for a really big gap. A decent amount of volume here. It's gapping up from 142 to 342. Let me make sure the volume's working. Okay, it is. EDGE. This one I was watching yesterday. It ended up.
What's up, guy?
Always the echo. I always forget to mute my computer. EDGE is starting to kind of crash back down. It had a really nice gap up originally. Appreciate the sub, Andy. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, EDGE was gapping all the way up to 165. It ended up tanking pretty hard here. I am holding one stock in pre-market on Webull. I am holding, what is it? YUMA at about 78 cents right here. Is about where I got into it. And so I'm up, let's see, what is this? 78. I'm up about 15 cents or so, which is like, I'll take it for sure, especially 15 cents on a dollar stock. That's 15%. So I'll definitely take that. And so let's see what else is moving. PED, one of the biggest movers yesterday was PED. You can see a really nice gap up for this one as well after a crazy run. And so I'm really going to look to short some of these as long as I can trade them at the open. Let's see what else. Still watching DFBG. And although it's technically gapping down some, I'm still going to keep an eye on this one. Just because it's moving more than it usually does in pre-market, and it had a really big day yesterday, so we'll see where it goes. SAEX gapping from 154 to 196, although the volume's not that great. I'm still going to watch this one, see if it gets any more volume once the open happens with SAEX. BRN. Tiny gap up. I'll keep an eye on this one, just like kind of the last one, see if some volume picks up. What else? CEI, a little bit cheaper of a stock, gapping up from 47 cents essentially to 73 cents with a high of 84 cents. So a really big percentage move for this one in pre-market. This one, I remember trading this one previously, and it's up a ton from its 30-cent area where it's usually sitting. So really nice move on CEI. And so we'll see where this one goes today as well. I know I'm watching a few more. RGSE. Had a nice gap, although it gave most of it back. It's still gapping up about, looks like about 13 cents or so right now. And so we'll see what this one does as well. If it gets rejected at the VWAP, maybe consider shorting it too. And yeah, that's my watch list. I'm also watching I, just to see what this one does, see if it bounces up. It's been moving a decent amount every day. Yesterday, its range was about from 22 to 17, so really big range. So I'm keeping an eye on I just because of that. And yeah, not a bad morning thus far. Let me go ahead and catch back up on the chat. Good morning, Tiny, Missouri. What's up, guys? Or good morning. Rizvan, good morning. Seven, morning, brother. That was nice of you to say good morning to the Nightbot, Seven. Salty, good morning. Crypto. What's up, brother? Good morning, man. You're not getting notifications. If you're not getting notifications from my channel, click the bell next to the subscribe button. It should alert you when I go live and stuff like that. Good morning, James. What's up, brother? Good morning, man. Mitch, what's up, dude? Paven. Good morning, brother. Yeah, I'm watching PED for sure. Big day yesterday. Ew, that's kind of sketchy. I don't know if I like the fact that it was halted a ton yesterday. Yeah, good morning, Track Racer. Nice. GBR. Good morning, Fizzle. What's up? You got a quick question? Sure. Rob Hendricks asks. Yeah, you can trade in pre-market and after hours, Jordan. So yeah, I actually got into Yuma in after hours yesterday, and I'm holding just a small share size. Like, I'm just practicing kind of my after hours plays. I'll probably end up selling it right now, to be honest, in pre-market, just because I'm up a decent amount. you know, I'm really happy with what I made on it thus far from my small entry, and so I'm actually thinking about exiting right now. I'll try to get this on video just so you guys can see I'm not lying about this trade. I don't think it's gonna hold. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I should hold this right now, or do you think I should just get out of the trade? I gotta figure out how I can go to my holdings page. So Fizzle, I've never really been profitable enough to withdraw money from them. Usually they're pretty quick with giving you the account, and if what I usually did, if I wanted it quicker, I would just send them an email and say, "Hey, I'm ready for my funded account," and they usually sent it to me within 2 or 3 days. They'll email me my login information. All right, so yeah, let's see how many of these stocks are actually tradable this morning. They still didn't add PED. That's disappointing. They added GBR. That's good. Still can't trade Yuma. I can trade CEI. Now that's interesting. Even though it's a 72-cent stock, really, I really don't like to trade, or I don't like to short stocks under $1. They added DFBG. That's good to see. I'm just surprised they didn't, man, they don't have SAEX either. Alright, so they have RGSI. So surprisingly, a lot of penny stocks that are tradable. So I can't trade YUMA. I can trade GBR, which is probably going to be my main watch. I can trade CEI. Can trade EDGE, DFBG. BRN is not tradable. SAEX is not tradable. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. RGSC is tradable, and so 6 out of 10 are tradable today. 4 out of those 10 are not tradable, which is okay. You know, we got a lot of movers this morning, so we can, you know, find something to get into, I'm sure. You know, usually, I mean, I got that message too, but it was because I forgot that part of my buying power was the free stock they gave me, and so I just had to sell the free stock, and then my buying power was fine. Yeah, I actually jumped in Yuma in after hours right around 70, in the 70s. I don't know if it was 78 or 75. It wasn't 73, I don't think. It was 78 or 75. But it was a good entry. I mean, I'll take it for sure. I'm up right now 20 cents, you know. And so, you know, I'll definitely take that entry. But how much volume do I look for in a stock before I buy it? If I'm interested in it in pre-market, I'm looking for at least 15, 20,000 shares traded. If I'm watching it at the open, you know, I want to see at least over 50,000 shares traded. If it has less than that, you know, I don't trust it as much, you know. I also look at the spread. I tried to. Yesterday I forgot to, but I try to look at the spread. If the spread's too crazy and it's, you know, it's a little bit too weird, then I won't get into it as well. Yeah, I guess I'll wait for the open. No worries. I mean, here's the thing. Like, my share size is small enough to where, like, if it goes against me, I'll be all right, you know. But I might as well. I guess you guys are right. A lot of times these little stocks that are under $1, a lot of times they go parabolic. And so I might as well test to see if this one will go parabolic. It's a good chance. If you want to see the reason I really got into this stock, I appreciate the sub, Kobin. But yeah, if you want to see why I get in the stock, one of the swing trading setups I really, really like that I kind of preach about a lot is when a stock has this really big volume spike and this really big kind of breakout right before the close. Now I usually kind of like getting in like on this pullback here. You can see this pullback down to 60 cents, but this is kind of that swing trade I look for. It's get a really big volume spike, and then it starts to push up really nicely, and you can see this one's gapping up nicely. That's ultimately why I got into it. I definitely like being able to trade in pre-market though, because I can wait for confirmation. I can wait for it to actually confirm that it's doing what I think it will, and actually get in after hours this time. So yeah, that's why I decided to get in Yuma. I appreciate the sub, Jeff. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. HUSA. Yeah, HUSA looks good. Doubtful I can trade it, but not bad. Yeah, I can't trade it, unfortunately. Miro, have you ever tried to set your studies on Thinkorswim to TTM trend? It seems to help me read my charts much better. No, not really. I don't know. Maybe I'm stubborn, but I just like the charts I'm using. It's just what I'm used to. It's what I'm the most comfortable with, and so I don't really want to switch up my charts. At least the style of chart that I'm using, unless it, like, I don't mind a different time frame and stuff like that, but I like keeping them the same aside from that, All right, NYC. Hey, we're glad you could join us, NYC. Oh yeah, for sure. You got to be careful with market orders. How do you even request a payout on TradeNet? There's a website you can go to, I believe, where you can like look at your stats, your trading stats. I believe that's where you request your payout, is on the website. And the way the payout works, from my understanding, is that you can request one payout a month, you know? And so each month you can request a payout and then keep trading and then, build profits for the month and then request a payout and so forth and so on. I don't have enough BP to add anything to it, Mitch. Good morning, Coben. Welcome, brother. TJ. 26 halts, man. PED with 26 halts yesterday. I'm not touching this thing. I think it's weird that they didn't add it, though. They added DFBG, which was a really nice mover as well, but PED, man, this thing just went crazy. 26 halts. There's no way I'm touching this stock. If it got halted 26 times, it's almost guaranteed to be getting pumped up. And so I'm not messing with that thing, man. My target on Yuma is 115 at this point for that pre-market high. At least that's where I'm watching. If it starts to crack underneath one in any significant way, I'll get out of it. And really, if it gets rejected at the VWAP, I'll probably I'll try to sell into some strength at the open. Is really what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a possible spike at the open and just try to sell as soon as the open happens. Get out for a decent gain. I don't really like holding it through the open unless it starts to go kind of parabolic, which is possible. And so we'll see. Appreciate the sub, Jim. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Hey, appreciate it, NYC. Yeah, it's kind of a very simple pattern that I follow. This kind of late day volume spike breakout kind of thing. You see it a lot though. Like stocks that gap up. PED really didn't do it, but here's another example of it. You can look at HUSA. Kind of the same thing. You see late day volume spike, late day breakout right here. Above the VWAP, and then it just gaps up a ton. And so my theory on it, and it's just a theory, I don't know whether it's, why it really does it, is my theory is that maybe insiders know something that we all don't, and so they start buying it later on in the day to avoid the worst spread in after hours, and so they know something we don't about the company or something like that, and so they start getting in early, which causes that late volume spike before the news or something like that comes out. I really don't know. It's just kind of me guessing, but it makes kind of sense if you think about it. I use the VWAP, and I draw support and resistance lines, and that's it. Yeah. What's up, Loopsy? Puts and PED. Yeah, I kind of feel that, JT. Good to see you back in here, brother. But yeah, I don't know what PE's gonna do. I'm too scared to probably touch it, even if I could. Just because if it gets halted 26 times, it's almost guaranteed to be getting pumped up. And so you don't know what that thing's gonna do. It's just a little scary. Edward, I got in. Let me check. I think it was 78 cents. It was either 78 or 75. Let me look. It was 78 cents. So I got in with 78 cents at 78 cents. And so, yeah, not a bad gain for sure. I'll definitely take it. It's a really big percentage gain relative to what I invested in it, and what I'm getting back. And so I definitely like that gain. We'll see if it gives me another little spike. If not, I'll just try to get out of it quick. Yeah, options. I've been using options some on Robinhood. Welcome, Mad Machina. Welcome, brother. GSS. I don't think I can trade this one, but I might be able to. I don't know. It doesn't say what's the one. And really, I just want to see some more volume with it. All right, so let's go over the news. I just realized I forgot to go over the news today. Good morning, Joe. Welcome, brother. All right, so let's go over the news. First one I'm looking at is GBR. So GBR had something come out yesterday that's showing new concept energy. 13D filing from Realty Advisors shows new 2.81% stake in the company. And so I guess they found out that a company called New Concept Energy had a stake in GBR. Maybe that's why it's up. Aside from that, it doesn't really have any news out on it. Yeah, after Realty Advisors disclosed a new 2.81% stake in the company. So they found out Realty Advisors had a big stake in the company, and I guess people are, hopeful about that news. Gonna look at PED here, top left. Doesn't really have anything else out aside from what came out yesterday. Man, this thing went crazy yesterday, though. But really, I don't see any of the actual catalysts for this stock, Let me see. Yeah, not really any catalyst for this stock, PED, which makes me be even more scared of this thing right now. YUMA, I'm really curious to see when the news came out on YUMA. Nothing out on YUMA. So yeah, kind of makes sense that insiders start buying up pumps right before the close. Maybe that's what happened. That's just kind of my hypothesis, though. I don't know whether that's actually gonna, I don't know whether that actually works. CEI. Last thing came out the 26th. Nothing in the last few days. So CEI just kind of up on technicals, I guess, as well. Another one I'm looking at is EDGE. This one had a really big move up to 165 and then fell all the way back down. All right, so I'm still kind of looking. All right, so EDGE was gapping up because it had updated results from its analysis of the phase 3 study, which is called Newton 2. And the study basically evaluated its EG 1962 bio drug to treat adults with aneurysmal subarachnoid hemorrhage. I hate biodrug news stories. But I think I actually pronounced that correctly. I know it kind of sounds like a subarachnoid, but hemorrhage. Aneurysmal subarachnoid hemorrhage. But yeah, I hate biodrugs. I hate reading them. Anyways, moving on to BRN. Small gap. We'll see if it's showing anything. Nothing for BRN. So a lot of stuff is up today on nothing, which is always something to take into consideration. SAEX. All right, so SAEX actually has something going on with it. It announced that its wholly owned subsidiary, which is called SAE Exploration, they entered into an asset purchase agreement that's going to use to bid to acquire certain assets of GeoKinetics, which is GEOK is the ticker, and certain of its subsidiaries, debtors in possession. So acquisition for SAEX, or at least rumor or news of one. We'll see where it goes. I think we looked at SEI as well. Last one I'm going to look at today is RGSE. And it's gapping up from 66 to 80. Looks interesting. I can actually trade this one 2-1 TradeNet. Maybe I'll get in a few long setups. One of the kind of go-to setups I used to get into was long setups with these cheaper stocks that are under $1. I kind of swayed away from it and started to short more stocks as time went on. But maybe I'll try some of those today just because there's a lot of stocks under $1. Like RGSE's 81 cents, CEI is like 76 cents, and so there's some stocks under $1 I can actually trade. All right, so RGSE, the last one I'm looking at here. RGSE entered into a partnership with Revere Plastic Systems, LLC. They're an injection molder company, and it entered into it to bolster its powerhouse supply chain and to meet increasing customer demand. So yeah, partnership deal with RGSE. That's pretty good news for that one as well. And yeah, that's basically everything that I see that's worthwhile of going over the news today. We'll see if we get anything once the open happens. I appreciate it, Sense. I thought it sounded right, man. It's actually hard to do that. I don't know anything about, any of these drugs, so it's actually hard to try to pronounce them correctly. You know what I mean? All right. Yeah, I'm watching GBR for sure, Mitch. That's one of the biggest ones that I'm interested in. Yeah, I swing trade sometimes, Edward. It just depends. I have to see my setup. I'm pretty patient with my swing trades. I like to just wait for my setup. If I don't see it, I don't get into it. And I swing trade, but I only hold it overnight. I don't hold it longer than a day or two. I usually get in, get out, take profits, or cut losses, Range you're seeing for GBR is 380 to 480. Yeah, it's like a 25% range. Pretty nice. Sympathy plays. CEI, 84 20-week resistance. If it can break that thing, it's interesting. Yeah, for sure. It's also the pre-market high, which is probably why it's the pre-market high, is because it's that big resistance. Yeah, I think PED will probably sell as well, Mad. Oil is soaring in PED, and a lot of these are oil. Appreciate the explanation, Randy. I really do appreciate it. I was wondering why. You miss PED sympathy as well. Okay, that makes sense. SAEX got news. Yeah, went over that one. Remember just months back when all blockchain named stocks were rolling, there have been the 600 to 700% runners too, bound to come down, just my opinion. Arachnoid, is that spiders? Nah, bro, that's Nah, man, that's a bio drug for. It sounded like it was something about aneurysms, but I don't know. I'm pretty ignorant of any bio drugs or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of guessing the correct pronunciation. uh, PED was 38 cents yesterday. Yeah, crazy move. JT sending us some plays. NAK. Not too bad. See if he could break 56 would look interesting. GSAT. I like GSAT, especially if it breaks 52 right here. And MNGA. I like MNGA as well. Nice little gap up there. See if it can run. And I can trade MNGA. So yeah, I'll probably watch this one too. Appreciate that, JT. What's up, Baron? Good morning, brother. Yeah, that sucks. Lubacy. I think Weeble is, though. I don't know for sure, though. Good morning, Sean. What's up, bro? ASNA. Discontinuing the phase 2 study. OPTT. Yep, OPTT gapping up, so. PTT. Oh. IFRX. CLDC. Yeah, CLDC was a crazy mover. Oh man, I didn't even notice this one. It's gapping up. Man, I looked at this one yesterday in after hours, but it just looked like it wasn't going anywhere. I mean, this thing ran all the way to 775 and then came all the way back down to break even on the day. And so for that reason alone, I didn't know whether it would be good or not. We'll see. It seems to have a lot of support here, and I mean a decent amount at 350, so maybe watch CLDC around there. But yeah, CLDC looks interesting. I just now noticed this one was gapping up. I appreciate the sub, Jeff. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. LTBR. Yeah, LTBR kind of pulled an EDGE. Like, if you look at LTBR and then EDGE, they're very similar. They both really, they gapped up a lot and then came right back down. But yeah, let me get some coffee, wake up a little bit. Open is in about 9 minutes. But yeah, we'll see where Yuma goes. I mean, I got a good enough entry to where I'm probably not going to lose money on it unless it just starts tanking really bad. This is my entry right here. And so I just need to set that as a stop loss. Alright, so not a bad Thursday morning in all honesty. Pretty decent. I mean, we got a lot of movers today. A lot of gappers. A lot of opportunity here, so hopefully we can get some good setups. I'm just going to, yesterday I did close out the day green, and so this week I have had 2 profitable days and 1 losing day, although it was only a $1 loss. So basically a break-even day. I was down $1 on the 1 losing day, and so been a decent week thus far, profitable week, and I just need to try to close it out strong here, not force anything, be patient. My lesson from yesterday, though, is I need to look at the spread and the volume before jumping in. Even if I see my position, even if I see my pattern, the VWAP fade, I need to wait for volume to come in first. I mean, a lot of these I can trade, like CLDC I can trade, GBR I can trade, CEI, EDGE, DFBG, RGSE. I can trade a lot of these. But that's a good idea, though. I kind of like that idea. Is finding the sympathy place. What's up, D Champion? Appreciate it. Good luck to you as well. What's up, James? Good morning, bro. All right, so let's see if I can see anything else that I missed this morning. CYTX getting a little bit of a volume spike here. Not really any follow through volume. Let's see, it spiked at 8 about 30 minutes ago. So yeah, not interesting. Spiked, didn't do anything with it. RETO maybe. Gapping up from 516 to 597 into a really big range on this stock, but the volume's still pretty low. SAEX starting to get a little bit of a volume spike here. You can see it's up to 222 now. Interesting. Good morning, Anna. Welcome. PED. PED's, it's been dropping for the last few minutes. Since about 7:45 when I started the stream, it has dropped about 50 cents. So yeah, it's been dropping. It's got the support level here at around 3, so we'll see if it holds over 3 or not. SAEX at 233. Yeah, for sure, Track Racer. That's the problem I had yesterday, is that I wasn't paying attention to the spread as much. But yeah, like I said, I'm holding YUMA here. Maybe this is a good time to test out a stop loss on YUMA. Let me try to test one out. Yeah, I got a stop order. I'm going to set it for 80 cents. So I can get out maybe 85 cents is probably a reasonable place to set it. Actually, I don't want to set a stop order. The reason I don't want to set a stop order is because I'm still not used to Weeble. And so I really just want to try to sell into strength at the open, because what I'm really worried about is that if the stock starts to go up and I need to take profits, I'm going to have to go try to find how to cancel an order. And like I said, I'm still pretty new to it, and so I'm not, I can't really get to that fast. And so I know how to sell. I'm just going to wait to sell. All right, it's up to 98.50 Yuma. We'll see if it breaks $1. I'll try to give it a little bit of time for my small little swing trade. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, PED, a lot of these big gappers, like one of my, basically my go-to setup is shorting overextended stocks. Look at SAEX, though. It's at 247 now. We'll see what happens. Market opens up in about 2.5 minutes. And yeah, so there goes Yuma at 99 cents now. Looking good. Let's see if we can get over 1 here. I'm going to get prepared to sell into strength at the open for YUMA. Like I said, my entry is about 78 cents down here, right where this line is. Right now it's at 97 cents, so not a bad little gap up thus far. I wish I would have been up earlier this morning. I would have sold at 115, so for a really nice profit. But it was at 6:30 this morning. I just wasn't looking at charts yet. Maybe I should start to, especially if I'm holding a swing position, but oh well. Still up a huge percentage gain on this trade, so nice, Eric. Yeah, I don't blame you, brother. Hey, maybe a good shorting day then for me, Neil. We'll see how it goes. Market opens up in about a minute, fellas, so small spike in PED. Oh man, where's my electric cigarette? There it is. Alright. Alright, so getting ready. Just gonna get the sell order ready so I can just get out quick on Yuma. Just gonna put it in the 90s. Alright guys, market opens up in about 20 seconds, guys, so good luck. We'll see if spread's getting a little worse on Yuma. If it drops below 90, I'll get out for a small gain. Here's the bell coming up in 5 seconds. All right, Yuma at 91, 93. I'll give it a little bit of time here, but not much. I'm going to be pretty strict with it. I don't really like holding it through the open. Usually I just sell into the open. And so looking for a small spike. If it doesn't give it to me, I'm just exiting quick. Up to 94, kind of consolidating. We'll see if it gets a spike here. If not, I can get out. I'm not going to lose money in this trade unless something crazy happens, so that's good to see, but I'd really like to see it break over the VWAP. A big spike on PED here. Maybe trapping some of those shorts. And Yuma seems like it's struggling to get over that VWAP point. CEI starting to run some here. Look at CEI. CEI testing, breaking that 84-cent resistance level, guys. It broke that big resistance point everybody was talking about. It's at 89 now for CEI. GBR VWAP test. I want to see it move a little bit more. Alright, I'm about to get out of, yeah, I'm out. See if I can get out at an 89 exit. Alright, didn't get out at 89. Let me go back. Actually, I did get out. Okay, good. I got it at 89. Nice. Alright, good. Alright, so watching GBR break it underneath the VWAP here. CEI's tanking pretty hard here. Yeah, I'm glad I got out. I probably should have sold at $1 when it was up to $1, but I got out from 78 to 89, so not a bad percentage gain, around 12% or 11%. So I'll take that. DFBG, maybe a VWAP test here. See if it tests the VWAP area. GBR, want to see it hold underneath the VWAP before I really want to get involved with it. I really don't want to short any of these stocks under $1. That's kind of one of my big rules that I really don't mess with, is I don't like shorting stocks under $1. I think when they're under $1, especially when they're getting pumped up, they still have a lot of momentum to go the wrong way. and so shorting them is inherently risky. I don't really like doing it. So DFBG washing out here, breaking the lows. Maybe look for a bounce up. I want to see the VWAP drop a little bit first. PED starting to tank here. Here's that tank everybody was talking about. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look at PED. Here's that big tank here. What else? CEI. Trying to hold above the VWAP. DFBG here. Let's see if by any chance they added PED. No. I don't know why they wouldn't add that one. That's one of the biggest ones that I like. Alright, so as for movers, CLDC, guys. CLDC. Breaking out here. Really nice move. Look at CLDC up to 540. A really strong move. Is it halted? No, it's not. Okay, so it's still unhalted. PED here. Up to 580 on CLDC. Really crazy move. GBR breaking out as well. Up to 344. Testing the $0.50, 350. So a lot of volume today. A lot of stocks are going up as well. But yeah, GBR up to 350. CEI. Pushing back up here. CEI. It's up to 89, 87. Right around the high of the day. We'll see if we can break that. GBR getting over that $0.50 for a split second. CLDC maybe pulling back some. USEG. USEG starting a breakout here. Getting a big volume push. USEG. Not tradable in trade none, unfortunately, but it's moving if you can trade it. EDGE. So you can see Yuma here. Yuma's starting to push back up. This is right around where I exited the trade at 89. And so we'll see what happens. It looks like a possible VWAP test or a possible washout long. We'll see which way it goes. But like I said, I just don't like shorting stocks under $1. It's just kind of one of those rules that I stick with. PED may be a good short here. It looks like a good short to me. Unfortunately, I can't trade it, but it looks like a good short with the risk of the VWAP and a price target of down here at this 325 level. But like I said, I can't short it or trade it. CEI up to 94 now, guys. CEI up to 98. Big run here. Kind of wish I could trade SAEX. Looks like a possible VWAP test here. CEI at $1 here. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing gets halted soon. SPI. SPI starting to run. It's testing that 55-cent pre-market high. But yeah, look at CEI testing $1 now. See, here's a VWAP test on PED. Like I said, I kind of like this for a short. It all depends, though. This thing got halted 20-something times yesterday, and so a little risky for me. GBR is looking maybe like a good short. If it can pull down to this low right here, bounce, and then test the VWAP or the whole $1.03. SPI breaking that high right there. I think I can trade SPI if I remember. Maybe not. No. But it's up to 56 now. A lot of these little penny stocks are running right now. All right, so CEI getting rejected at 1. That's gonna be the crucial level here. Maybe a VWAP test in GBR. I don't know where to get in this stock at though. Maybe 50 cents, or how many shares? Maybe 50 shares. I don't know. I think the potential for a squeeze up is there as well, so gotta be careful. I don't know, kind of very similar pattern with PED. Like I said, looks like a VWAP test for GBR. See if I can get it to bounce a little bit higher before I would want to jump in. So CEI breaking over the whole dollar of 1. It's at 103 now. All right, so I'm in with 50 shares on GBR. We'll see if it goes my way. Ultimately looking for it to get underneath 3. It cracked the low. We'll see if it gets there. It's down to 3. We'll see what it does here. Here's a quick bounce. I don't want to get caught in the squeeze though, so hopefully I can set the VWAP area as my risk. And hopefully it washes under 3, but we'll see. I'll give it a little bit of time here. Like I said though, don't really want to get caught in a squeeze up, so I got to cut my losses quick if it starts to go against me. Yuma starting to push up again, guys. It's up to 97. All right, down to 303. See if GBR can crack under that whole dollar like I'm looking for. It's on a 305. Man, look at CEI starting to run here. Up to 118. Crazy move. Up to 120 CEI. Man. Alright, so there is GBR under 3. Let's see if it can hold. See if we can get that wash I'm looking for. A little bit of a bounce up to 306. Like I said, though, I just don't want to get caught in the squeeze up if it does go up. I'm watching the spread closely here with the GBR. AMD running. Yeah, AMD coming back to test the VWAP. See, I really want to get a washout underneath this whole dollar of 3 for GBR. Spread's kind of tightening up a little bit. Got to pay close attention to it now just in case it starts to get squeezed up. 307, starting to kind of go up there. 309. There's the squeeze up, and I'm out. All right, so I got out quick on that one. 750 gain, not too bad, relatively small. I guess I could have held it through. This might have been a VWAP test that I was looking for, but the chance of it getting squeezed was just too high. Nice, Mitch. Congrats, brother. Donto, it's TradeNet. The broker I'm using is called TradeNet. Yeah, I have a few reviews on TradeNet. It's not bad. It has its flaws, but it's not too bad. Alright, so SAEX looks like a really nice VWAP test here. Look at CEI, man. This thing just went crazy, though. Alright, PED breaking underneath the VWAP. And I maybe should have waited to enter this right here around GBR because it looks like a good VWAP test. I don't think it'll necessarily go up. I think it'll probably come back down still, but didn't want to get squeezed there if it did go kind of crazy. CLDC. Yeah, I do like the CLDC trade. Mitch. 522 would have been a good entry. Wish I could trade SAEX, kind of a picture perfect example of the VWAP fade that I look for. Yeah, see, this is what I saw. This is what I said about GBR. I'm kind of kicking myself here because this would have been the entry. It's right back down to where I wanted it to, and then it tanks. So look at this. Oh my gosh, this is the worst feeling in the world here. Look at this. Exactly what I was looking for. VWAP fade down to the exact point. And this would have been a beautiful, beautiful trade, guys. Oh my gosh. Look at this thing fail now. Hey, my setups work. I can't deny the fact that my setups work, but man, I should have let it test the VWAP. Just barely stopped me out. Oh well. Can't dwell on it. My setup worked. I just didn't take advantage of it, so I should have some confidence in that alone. And yeah. DFBG. But man, that was the beautiful setup I was looking for. That VWAP fail. And it did it down to the T. Right at 315. Immediately dropped 40 cents. Man. Hurts. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. DFBG starting to spike up here. Biggest thing is I can't get overzealous at this point now. I had the good setup, really good setup VWAP test. Maybe entered it a little bit too early, but I can't get overzealous and force things at this point. I have to have my patience regardless. Just because my setup worked, I can't let that give me a false sense of confidence, and I can't let that make me overzealous and start forcing trades. Still got to take it slow. It's in the trade window. Welcome. So if to get in trades, you go to the trade window. It says trade, and you click that. But man, that one hurt, guys. That one really hurt. Did you ever get in CLDC, Mitch? Maybe look to short GBR here after this bounce. All right, so I'm in GBR here on this bounce at 50 with 50 shares. Exit's going to be at the VWAP area. Looking for it to get rejected and come back down here. Maybe got a little bit overzealous, like I said. Kind of felt pretty bad for missing this move, getting out right at the rejection point. DFBG above the VWAP, maybe bouncing off of it here. Gonna let GBR possibly come back down to these lows here is really what I'm looking for. CLDC breaking the lows, Mitch. Yeah, bro, I feel you, man. I missed out on my trade too, Mitch. Definitely a bummer. Kind of aggravated with it. That was the trade to make. And maybe I can get some of it back with this GBR trade right here. But, man, missed out on a 40-cent move. My trade idea was correct, though. I can't be too upset. But, man, it hurts. It hurts, brother. Ultimately, looking for GBR to continue dropping, obviously. Hopefully get down to the lows again. See how that works. But spread's getting a little crazy. Don't want to get caught on a squeeze up either. See if we can get down to the lows. Comfortably set a stop for the highs, or for the $3 mark. We'll see though. But man, CLDC tanking hard here. Yuma testing the lows of the day as well. PED starting to tank some. Here's a bounce in GBR. Gonna try to have some patience with it, see if it'll come back down. Maybe get to this low right here at 270. I just don't want it to go crazy and start touching the VWAP and testing 3. This is the biggest thing. CLDC is halted on the way down, guys. Halted on the way down. Crazy, crazy, crazy move for CLDC. And you know, I just gotta tell myself, like, my trade ideas work. You know what I mean? Like, this would have been a beautiful trade. I got in right around here at 310, and unfortunately, it just ended up coming all the way up to the VWAP, which is where I planned to get my stop out. I gotta cut Colossus really quickly if it starts to test 3. But man, look at that move on CLDC, man, all the way back down. DFBG trying to break underneath the VWAP area. This is kind of the level to watch as well. See if it pushes back up. Maybe test the VWAP. PED kind of going supernova here. Not supernova, but testing the high of the day at 4. I appreciate the sub, Ryan. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. All right, spread's getting a little crazy on GBR. Let's see if we can come back down here. Spread tightening up. There's a big drop down to 89s. See if it can come back down. I really want to see the low, but it's starting to kind of wedge itself here. Spread's still all crazy. But man, CLD halted on the way down. Scary move. Good for a short though. DFBG is pushing up to test this VWAP at 430. I kind of like that for a short, but I'm not going to get in more than one trade at a time. Spread's getting a little bit tighter here for GBR. There's the resumption on CLDC. Still washing, gapping down a little bit from that halt. Yeah, here's a VWAP rejection here on DFBG. Down to 89. Here's a bounce on CLDC down to 88. Down to 87. Trying to have my patience with GBR. We'll see. Watching the level 2 pretty closely here. So here's the high of the day break on PED, guys. Breaking the high of the day. Got up to 440. We'll see how far this thing can go. I'm very skeptical and overall just hesitant to get into it. All right, there's the drop down to 84 for a split second. 82 on GBR. We'll see if it keeps heading down here. Spread's kind of going back and forth with this one. I just don't want to get caught in a squeeze up. Biggest concerning thing about GBR. Here's a bounce on CLDC. And I mean, it was halted, so do take that into consideration. All right, so here we are at GBR, kind of this crucial level right here at 84 cents. That's where that previous low was. It may bounce here, that's okay. Just because it has some support there. But looking for it to crack underneath it, obviously. Down to 83. Only for a second. Bounced. Down to 84, 82, 81. There we go. Let's see if we get that wash here. And there's the bounce again to 89, 90, 92. There's the rebound. There's a bounce back down to 82, 90. Spread's getting a little crazy. Don't want to get squeezed here. Watching it closely on GBR. Spread's kind of going back and forth here. Yeah, here's a really nice VWAP fade for DFBG. I just didn't want to get into anything. I called this one out though. So I always kind of watch the setups just to see how reliable they are. Spread's getting a little bit tighter for GBR. At 290. See if it starts to run here. I just get out for break even, small loss. Alright, so I got out once it tested 3. Small loss, I'll take it. Cut my losses when I said it would, and it could still come back down, but this rejection's not what I ultimately wanted to see. Now, EDGE is pushing up to test the VWAP. I don't know how much I necessarily trust it. What do you mean in the top left, Mr. Big? The top left, that is my trade window on TradeNet. Yeah, you can see this is why I got out of GBR right there. Got out right before it made that big run. So I'm happy with that exit. But yeah, this is the trade I missed, guys. I'm bummed out about it. This 317 rejection. Got in at about 310 or 311. Yeah, see, this is the squeeze I was in, looking to avoid. And thus is why cutting losses quickly on your losing trades is very important. And so really, I'm actually proud of myself here for GBR. I could have let it test 3. But I didn't want to risk that, and you can see that squeeze all the way up is what I was ultimately looking to avoid, and I got out really quick for a very minimal loss as opposed to a huge loss if I would have held through this massive 30-cent push that it just did. And so I cut my losses quick for that one. I'm actually proud of myself. Almost consider that a winning trade. But yeah, maybe here's the thing, like I'm constantly kind of trying to tweak my setup and strategy here, and I think one of the biggest things that I need to worry about, yeah, look at this squeeze up to 343, is that maybe I should give it a little bit more room when it tests the VWAP. My whole plan is to get in and look for this VWAP fade, just exactly what it did right here at around 318. And I got out at 318, but it only went to 320 before a 40-cent drop, and so this is what I was looking for. And so, I mean, always trying to tweak my strategy, and I think that might be a little bit better. To wait and see if it tests the VWAP and forms. Somebody told me I should probably wait for it to form a candle. I need to wait for a candle to open up above the VWAP. And if a candle doesn't open above it, then it's still, testing the VWAP area. And I think that's something I'm going to use from here on out, is just, use that to analyze when I should exit the position. But proud of myself. I got out before this massive squeeze. Nice, Quantum. Congrats, brother. Good job, man. Nice trade. XBIO. I'm just glad I got out for relatively small losses with both of those positions. XBIO volume's just low. Kind of teetering around the high of the day, though. We'll see. I'm trying to think, what was the stock I had right here that I was watching? I don't think it was CLET. That was DFBG. Yeah, here's the VWAP fade I was talking about too. Didn't take advantage of it, but good example of it. few different good VWAP fades. If you want to see the setup I'm looking for, SAEX is probably the best example. I want to look for it to be underneath the VWAP, push up to test it, and then just get rejected. Really nice example of it on SAEX. Unfortunately, I couldn't trade it, but kind of what I was looking for. CLDC. Yeah, I was watching CLDC. I actually like that short on this bounce. See if it comes back down. SPI. Yeah, SPI is starting to test the highs of the day. It's at 60. But man, CEI. Crazy move today. So I mean, today is about break even on my YUMA trade. I had 200 shares, so I'll have to go back and check. I got out at 88 cents, got in at 78 cents. So I made 20 bucks on my YUMA trade. So really, I'm still a small green profit if you're looking at my total net profit for the day. On TradeNet, I'm down, some, but overall a small loss. Ah, man, hit my hand on my printer. You can also look at EDGE. EDGE is starting to run up some here, guys. If you look at EDGE, doesn't look bad. We'll see how it goes, though. See if it continues here. RGSE maybe looks like another VWAP fade. I think it's already had one, though. Don't want to really risk it. I've been in 2 trades thus far, both on GBR. And even though I had 2 small losses, I'm actually proud of how I traded it, except for I'm proud of how I did the second trade. This first miss, I'm kind of bummed out. I missed out on this 40-cent drop, but for the most part, I'm happy with how I traded, let me know if you guys see anything else that you like. I'm still kind of waiting. Not too bad. We had a decent amount of volume, so I can wait and try to find some setups here. But yeah, look at EDGE here. Up to 119, maybe starting to spike. CHNR. Yeah, I don't know. It looks kind of like a chat room possible pump or something like that. I don't know, though. I don't really like it. Volume's okay, but the pattern is just not there. ROYT maybe starting to get a little bit of volume here. MNGA actually has been looking decent today. We'll see if CEII keeps going here. Still kind of watching for stuff. EDGE maybe. Let me know if you guys see anything y'all like. I'm kind of looking at CLDC here. If it breaks under 250, maybe, but want to see a little bit more activity. Kind of moving slow, but when it does move, it moves big. So keeping an eye on that. CEI getting right around the high of the day at 130. FTSI. DFBG, I'm watching it for a potential low. Maybe a bounce and then a drop. SPAR. Good luck, brother. I hope it works out for you, Mitch. What's your entry on it, dude? Getting low, kind of like it. Only thing that scares me is the level 2, but it's getting better as time goes on as well. So right around 50. Spread's not bad. DFBG starting to tank here under 3. Was kind of looking for that one as well. There's the drop on CLDC. Quick bounce right back though, but the spread is still pretty low. The bid was still pretty low. It's at 50 now. Let's see if it can crack under and hold here. It's sitting right around 50. It had a quick 20-cent drop. But it rebounded really nicely. I don't really like that down wick on CLDC, but I'm keeping an eye on it. See if the spread can even out a little bit. Maybe get a low of the day test here. The ask is at 49. The bid's at 45. So the spread's tightened up a little bit. Down to 430. We'll see if we can get that drop in the spread. The bid's at 430, but the ask is at 445. Down to 440. Nice. See if we can keep going here. Get a low test maybe. There's something along the sorts. See if we can get that spread to get a little bit better. There's the drop in DFBG. Rebound on CLDC up to 450. Let's see if that area can hold his resistance at this point. I appreciate the stub, Maston. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. There it goes back down to 440. Still want to see that $0.5 hold as resistance. $4.61. Yeah, we'll see here. The volume's just low on it for you, Mitch, but if you took out some profits, congrats, brother. Now you can have a kind of a easy trade. Yeah, you can tell the volume's low because the spread, it's really spready right now. Bid's at 445, ask is at 455. Also watching DFBG pretty closely here. I mean, it's right around the lows. We'll see if it can eventually hold underneath it. Underneath that $4 level is the interesting part. We'll see. GBR tanking back down to 3. Yeah, for sure, Salty. There's just not that many long setups. I agree, man. A lot of washouts. Really, there's a lot of sideways action in the market today. CEI pushed up, but a lot of these little penny stocks ended up failing, like YUMA, RGSE, and a few other ones, EDGE. A lot of them just didn't do anything. They either went sideways or failed. And so tough day for longs for sure. There's 46 on CLDC, 44. Kind of like a mental paper trade. I'm watching DFBG if I was to enter right here around 4. Kind of like I said, a mental sort of paper trade, seeing if it will continue to drop if I entered going short right here at 4. See how that would have worked out for me. All right, so CLDC down to 440. Let's see if we get this tank. Rebound up to 447 on the ask. Yeah, it's a little, the market's always different. It just depends on usually what the SPY's doing. A lot of stuff follows the SPY. But yeah, PED, I mean, I'm surprised it didn't wash. I know a lot of people were looking at it, but it just kind of went sideways. It's starting to push up last time I looked at it, but most of the day today it's been going sideways for PED. And so same thing with GBR. I mean, like I said, I missed this opportunity here, which I'm still kind of bummed out about, to be honest. But my trade idea was right. I just need to tweak kind of the stuff I'm working on. So, yeah, sweetie. Hey, I'm still streaming right now. Okay. All right. Sorry, my daughter had to ask me something. All right, so like I said, I'm still watching DFBG here if I would have gotten in short right here. And it's down 10 cents from where I said that. So we'll see what happens with DFBG as well. That's kind of one of these other strategies I've kind of been tweaking a little bit is when it gets to the low, getting in on a little bounce when it gets to the low, like right here. And so we'll see if it does what I want it to. But this is kind of another one of those setups I've been working on. The market's constantly changing, and so really I'm just trying to find plausible, reliable setups to trade in the market. Okay, so yeah, Mitch is going to go ahead and start streaming now, so I'll go ahead and hand it over to Mitch. Mitch, go ahead and post your link. You can post links in here since you are a mod in here, Mitch. So go ahead and post your link. Everybody, Mitch is streaming on TradeNet right now. And so everybody go check out Mitch's channel. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I day trade live on stream right here on YouTube every weekday morning starting at 8:45 a.m. market time. I review what's moving in pre-market first, and then I day trade live on stream right here. Also, the stream, as you see, has a free day trading chat room that you can take advantage of. So if you want to help support this channel, hit the subscribe button now. I really appreciate it if you do. A small loss on the day. If you include my Weeble swing trade, I'm actually up, a small amount on the day. But on TradeNet, I'm down a very small amount. Not the end of the world. Losing days are going to happen. And this week has been mostly profitable days thus far. And so I just have to kind of protect my account and not get overzealous and force anything at this point. But yeah, go check out Mitch's stream. He just posted the link in the chat, and so go check out Mitch. He should be streaming at this point. And yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. Appreciate all the support, and I will see you guys tomorrow at the same time, 8:45 a.m. market time. Good luck, guys. I'll see you guys then.